Beijing, China. In an industry often defined by fleeting fame and fierce competition, it is rare to witness a moment of such raw vulnerability that it cuts through the carefully constructed facade of celebrity. But that is precisely what happened last night at the lavish success celebration for the historical drama Pursuit of Jade. Actor Zhang Linghe, the breakout star of the year, delivered a speech that was less a victory lap and more a heartfelt confession, leaving fans in tears and finally setting the record straight on a years-long debate, his defense of his controversial character, Gong Ziyu. The banquet, held at the Four Seasons Hotel in Beijing on the evening of April 13, was meant to commemorate the show's record-breaking ratings and international success. As reported by various news outlets, the venue was a nostalgic recreation of Zigo Lane, the show's iconic setting. But the evening's true headline was written by Zhang Linghe's emotional testimony, which has since gone viral across social media platforms, trending under the hashtag Zhang Linghe defends Gong Ziyu. A journey through a storm. To understand the weight of his words, one must revisit the tumultuous path that led to this moment. Zhang Linghe's career has been a relentless ascent, but it has not been without its share of controversies. Even before Pursuit of Jade aired, his involvement was met with fierce resistance from his own fanbase. Reports from the time indicate that his fan club issued a statement halting support activities, protesting the project over concerns about its creative team and the repetitive nature of his costume drama roles. Then, as the drama premiered, the criticism intensified. Zhang Linghe found himself at the center of a media firestorm, notably earning the unflattering nickname the Foundation General. Netizens and even state media outlets like China Youth Daily criticized the excessive makeup and flawless appearance of his warrior character, arguing it undermined the masculinity and realism expected in a historical drama. The actor was accused of prioritizing a doll-like appearance over genuine acting, a symptom of what critics call the hollow disease in the entertainment industry. However, the most persistent critique, and the one that seemed to cut deepest, was reserved for his performance in the 2023 series My Journey to You. In that show, he played Gong Ziyu, a character whose outward innocence masked a hidden, cunning agenda. The performance drew mixed responses. While some praised the nuance, others accused Zhang Linghe of relying on repetitive facial expressions, furrowed brows and a pout that made the complex character appear childish rather than strategically clever. This criticism has followed him, a shadow over his subsequent achievements. The clapback, a defense of vulnerability. Last night, Zhang Linghe addressed this head-on. He didn't just thank his fans, he redefined the very nature of the character that had been so scrutinized. Every time I see someone say that Gong Ziyu was just a fool, I feel a pain in my heart, he said, his voice thick with emotion. Because he was never that to me. He was a reflection of someone who is pushed into a corner, someone who is pretending to be okay when he is falling apart inside. His defense was not one of arrogance or dismissal but of deep, personal understanding. He drew parallels between his own public journey and that of his on-screen counterpart. People in this industry love to talk about strength, Zhang Linghe continued, pausing to collect himself, as seen in clips circulating online. But what about the moments in between, the moments of doubt, of growth? Everyone called me unlucky for a while, and suddenly this foolish, pure character, Gong Ziyu, came towards me at such a critical time. I am really so grateful. This moment of vulnerability was the antidote to the Foundation General and hollow labels. By directly engaging with the critique of Gong Ziyu, he reclaimed the narrative, transforming a perceived weakness in his acting into a profound connection with the character's core theme of growth. He argued that Gong Ziyu's strength was not in his machinations but in his resilience. I'm not a warm boy type, as some people think, he said, a hint of a sad smile crossing his face, referencing an old interview. Maybe that's why I understand him so well. He wasn't acting childish, he was surviving. And in the end, he had to learn to be a protector, even if his first instinct was just to get through the day. The fans react. The reaction was immediate and visceral. The live audience was silent, many dabbing at their eyes. Online, the floodgates opened. "I can't stop crying. He said he wasn't a warm boy, but his honesty is the warmest thing I've ever seen," one fan wrote on social media, echoing the sentiment of thousands. Another commented, "The Foundation General jokes were just noise. This speech is the real Zhang Linghe. He's not just an actor, he's a real person fighting for the art." The speech has turned the tide of public opinion for many. By openly acknowledging the past criticism and reframing it as part of his artistic growth, Zhang Linghe has demonstrated a maturity that transcends the typical celebrity apology. He didn't ask for pity, he asked for understanding, offering a glimpse of the human being behind the characters. This is the same person who once wrote about a painful unrequited love, stating, "I was still a mess myself, not worthy of loving someone else." That self-aware vulnerability was on full display last night. Beyond the tears, a new chapter. The night was also significant for another reason. In a surprising turn of events, Zhang Linghe's manager, Su Yuruo, and Tian Ziwei's manager, Gong Ziyu, were seen toasting together. Their rumored feud, dating back to a dispute over billing in 2017, had long been an obstacle to collaboration. Their public reconciliation has sparked widespread speculation about a potential sequel or a new project reuniting the two stars. For now, however, the focus remains on Zhang Linghe's emotional catharsis. He closed his speech by thanking the crew of Pursuit of Jade for their 400 days of hard work, his voice breaking as he acknowledged the lighting technicians and set workers. He reflected on how the show's success, especially on international platforms like Netflix, has restored his confidence in long-form storytelling and his ability to connect with a global audience. The road to this moment was paved with hashtags, protests, and viral controversies. But Zhang Linghe's defense of Gong Ziyu was more than just a defense of a character, it was a passionate argument for the messy, complicated process of growing up in the public eye. In revealing the truth behind his emotional connection to the role, he gave his fans a gift they never knew they needed: permission to see their favorite star not as a foundation general, but as a real person, finally at peace with his own story. A deeper look, the anatomy of a defense. What made Zhang Linghe's defense so compelling was not just the emotion behind it, but the specificity of his reflections. He didn't offer vague platitudes or generic gratitude.